I've always wanted to use the phrase, they've said the quiet part out loud. I love it. It's so good to describe people finally admitting what we all know about them. And Riot have said it out loud. They aren't banning soft inters. The specific inters that are so common, they ruin the game. But to explain this, I need to show you a couple of posts from Riot saying they're specifically banning soft inters. It's very confusing, try to keep up. So the amazing news is, so this is actually overall, believe it or not, a positive video on Riot. Riot has said they are increasing bans and punishment for soft inters, but they've misused the term soft inters and might end up doing just as much damage as they are doing good. So devil's in the detail, let me explain. Quickly though, I do need your help. YouTube has literally called my channel low elo. We only have 6% with notifications on, high elos at 10 to 30%. So we've got to be climbing there. And also the new Discord is 100 people and growing, and link will be in the description for that. Back to the video. There's a little bit of misinterpretation of what Riot's going to do due to their communication and more detail in actually a Reddit comment, not an official tweet. So it actually starts a couple of weeks ago from a tweet from Riot Pew Pew Lasers, basically saying, look, League will be looking into increased detection and punishment for soft inting. Very large problem in the game. Perfect, right? You've nailed it, Pew Pew. I could not ask for any more, genuinely. And because they've got machine info, they can do hardware bans, and basically how quickly should you go from the account being banned to their PC being banned as a whole. And we'll get to that because I'm going to talk about that later in the video as well. But this is the initial tweet. Really cool tweet. Like it when they do stuff like that. They send out feelers while at the same time letting players know Riot's actually looking into stuff and doing stuff. It's the perfect tweet, minus the soft inters part. And the tweet probably went a bit more viral than he thought. Reddit lost their mind, like, oh my god, I went 0-3 and my family getting shot and dragged through the streets. If I had a bad game, you know, the normal Reddit overreaction. But it's because people are kind of like confused as to what he actually means. So before I give my definition of what I think soft inting is, what do you guys think soft inting is? Try and have a think for yourself now before I influence you in any way. Maybe write a comment of like, this is an example of soft inting, this should be banned, and let's get into it. So for me, soft inting is a player that gives up. The ADC that refuses to group, AFKs in a side lane for 30 minutes because it's a sub gap, even though it might not be. They just decided they don't want to play. Top laner that dies once, then goes 0-8, Perma goes in 1v3 to try and force an early 15-minute FF. Or the jungle who, because you didn't rotate or couldn't rotate, he lost an objective, so now he refuses to gank, AFK farms, refuses to come to any objectives or smite them. This is soft inting. It completely ruins games. The game goes from a potentially really fun, balanced 5v5 to a miserable 4v5, and it's even worse because if that player just played, you could have won the game. It's so frustrating. A better definition I found on Reddit though is soft inting is artificially making yourself have a bad game. And I think that's perfect in my opinion. That is the perfect definition of soft inting. So I feel like everyone, when I was Googling it, kind of has this same definition. So I feel like I'm justified in what we're going to say. Is it overused? 1000%, massively. So many genuine bad games are falsely labelled as soft inting, but we'll get on to that. Now I'm going to give you Riot's version of soft inting with 3 examples from Hunted Fork on the Reddit post. Following your jungle and stealing camps, selling all your items and buying 6 tiers, wasting your summoner spells. And the key part here is finishes with no plans for taking action against my teammate is playing poorly. And I think that last bit is it's just unfair, disingenuous, insulting way to describe the community feelings. The community knows what soft inting is. Hunted Fork knows what soft inting is. Pew Pew knows what soft inting is. August knows what soft inting is, and August said a similar thing to Hunted Fork in a clip about, oh, should a 0-4 Yuumi or 1-6 Yuumi be banned just for a couple of games? It's completely misframing the community's argument, but I also don't think it's on them. I think if you have the same lines issued from multiple different sources, that is Riot's official stance on it, and that's what they're being told to push. I don't think it's on the individuals at all. Am I the only one that would say Riot's examples given are legit just hard trolling, like actually griefing? This is not soft inting. It confirms no one was getting banned for trolling. If Riot themselves are now like, look, we need to up the detection and ban rates because we're not doing it. I said it before, and this even more confirms no one's ever getting banned for actual soft inting. And it sets a really dangerous precedent for the 0-17 Briar just having a bad game. Like, no. He's soft inted. He died about 8 times from minute 16 to 23. He knows exactly what he's doing. I don't even know if you could die that much if you weren't on Briar and could ult in and save yourself running down the map. But he doesn't get banned. What? Credit to Riot though, for one thing. Selling all your items and buying 6 tiers, following your jungle and stealing their camps. I cannot remember, genuinely, I'm being 100% honest here, I cannot remember the last time someone sold all their items and bought like 6 tiers. I can't even remember the last time someone sold all their items. It's such a almost non-issue at this point. And for anyone saying bans aren't really effective, think about soft inting. Would you rather troll the game for 40 minutes or just go AFK? You'd just go AFK and go and do something else, wouldn't you? But you get banned for AFK with almost like 100% detection rate. So they soft in. So everyone's scared of banned. Every single soft inter is scared of being banned. Bans are going to be super effective, and we are going to get onto that. And let's get back onto the bright. This is kind of how I sit in like rules and bans. Like there's obviously levels to it, but I look at it and go, right, if every single game my support troll picked and went 0-17 on purpose, is that playing in a sportsmanlike way? Is that fun for every single player in the game? No. So that's where my rules kind of sit on bans. So it just shouldn't be accepted. If we get over the definition and the fact that soft inting is just never going to get touched, which I think is a huge mistake on Riot's part, actually look at what Pew Pew says Riot are doing. I'm all for it. I do really want to highlight, I actually think Riot are doing the correct thing. It's just communication is always so poor. But these examples they've given of soft inting, rightly or wrongly, definition-wise, they're so easily identifiable. They're so black and white. They can ban thousands of trolls so quickly. There's no grey area. You either sold all your items or you didn't. And I'm sure this will include more than the 3 examples they've given, but you don't want to give an official list of literally everything you can get banned for in like extreme detail. Or people will just find a way around it, a bit like how you can get around a text chat ban by just spanning incorrectly. So credit to Riot here, bans coming into the game are only going to be a good thing. Honestly, what they're banning here is pure trolling. It's so rare in my experience, to be fair to Riot. I can't remember the last time someone stole Jungle Camp's bought 6 tiers. It's probably being generous, 5 in 100 games. But a jungle refusing to gank, flaming the team, AFK farming camps and helping at 0 objectives, very, very common experience. And that is the real problem. I've said it a million times before. And all they had to say, all Riot had to do, right, is saying, we are targeting, we are upping detection on hard griefers right now, like initially, and we're going to be looking into soft inting and doing more because it's unacceptable and has no place in our game, even if they then never actually look into soft inting. Because honestly, I do get it. It would be so hard, so time consuming, so resource heavy, almost impossible to accurately detect then ban soft inters versus people genuinely having a bad game. Like, there's just so many little nuances where it's really hard to do it. But don't condemn it. Don't normalise it. It's already normalised enough. Don't have Riot's official stance on a Briar support. I know I'm just homing in on that one statement, but genuinely, having a Briar support dying 17 times be just a bad game. They're the clear instances. We know what's happening. We all know what's happening. I think there are some pretty black and white soft inters as well. Then we have the actual question Pew Pew asks, which is how quickly do we go from account level to hardware level bans? And so many people are freaking out about hardware bans. Like, what's wrong with you all? Like, why are trolls who are ruining the game need to be going like easy on? Oh, don't ban them too much. Like, God, be nice. Everyone complains about the state of soloQ, the multiple level 30 accounts, and when Riot is like, yeah, we can actually ban those people, like all their accounts at once, they won't be a problem anymore. People are like, oh no, that'd be a bit mean, wouldn't it? I've got zero fear of getting banned. I don't troll. The only people who I feel like are against bans are the people who do troll, do soft in, actually have a chance of being banned. Because it's not like you're going to have one bad game and then they're going to be like, right, PC banned permanently. I think account bans are useless. And it's what started this epidemic of people buying multiple accounts to soft int on. If you ban the account of little Timmy Troll, he just goes on to his other level 30 account that he bought for $2 and just does the same thing, and now he's even more tilted. Ban hardware, in my opinion. I think the way I would do it, one warning, I would scrap account bans completely. I would just focus on hardware because account bans are useless. I think I'd go with like one warning per hardware, then second offense, ban that hardware for a week, then ban that hardware for a month, and then think about it, right? If a player comes back after a warning, a week ban, a month ban, and trolls again, permaban. And we're not talking about like soft inting here or AFK. We're talking about people genuinely selling 6 items, running it down, hard griefing, stealing all the jungle camps, etc. They have made a conscious decision, a selfish decision to ruin another 9 people's games. Unacceptable. I don't even know I would even think about tolerating it. Would you want that in your game? Absolutely not. And I know someone will comment like, oh, but there's so many problems. Like, what about PC bangs in Korea? What if I share my PC with my brother or something? And there's obviously like certain exceptions. There's going to be a lot to be worked out. But I also think like the whole brother thing, maybe I'm just lucky I don't share a PC, but with anyone who plays League at least anyway. But if your brother's trolling, how about he doesn't be such an asshole? Like, genuinely. I would rather we have someone's brother be unfairly banned and unable to play than his brother be able to troll 500 people a season. Genuinely. You are never going to get 100% right with this system. But if you can get 99% right, I think it's worth it. I always like to compare it to real sports as well. If you were playing pickup basketball and someone just came in, joined your game, started kicking people, tripping people over, just getting the ball and lobbing it outside the court on purpose, would you give him a warning, then a week ban, then a month ban? No, you'd tell him to fuck off. He's never playing again instantly. I don't get why League's any different. Like, we do not have to accept trolls. They're making a conscious decision to ruin another 9 people's games out of selfishness. And it's a culture. It's a toxic streamers. It's a toxic players. It's accepted. And almost praised at times. Oh, this is so fucking funny. Thing is, as soon as the community culture fully shifts into not accepting trolls, soft inters, poor quality games overall will improve. It's on the players here just as much as Riot. Right, that's it. Pretty much, genuinely, despite mainly focusing on unbanned soft inters and having a bit of a rant, I do want to make sure it's clear. Really happy with Riot's action here. And it's a complete right move. It's very easy to make a video saying, soft inters are the biggest problem. Ban them all. It's a million times harder for Riot to actually ban them. And I do sympathise with them. Hopefully these improved detection and bans come sooner than later. And look, for anyone who's saying bans don't matter, there is a reason people soft in and troll the game for literally 40 minutes and don't quit. Because if they go AFK, they will get a ban. It won't even be a severe ban. People are terrified of getting bans. It needs a deterrent, and hopefully... And the thing is, well, I'm going on, I'm such a rambler. But let's be honest, it's going to be a bit blurred on what gets you banned, because the person who gets banned for completely trolling isn't going to say... He's not going on Reddit and going, I completely trolled this game and got unfairly banned. He's going to be like, I just had a bad game and I got banned. So people will genuinely be scared of if they give up. If they actually genuinely soft in and not hard grief, they might get banned, because there is going to be this blurred line. There's so many, on old school RuneScape in the Reddit, there's so many times where a cheater has been like, I got unfairly banned, I did nothing. And a Riot Jagex member is literally like, at 10:39 p.m. on August the 15th, you activated this cheat code. And it's like, done, okay? So people will lie about bans, which will actually almost make bans more effective, because it will lower what looks like the standard for getting banned. God, that was meant to be an outro and I ended up on another rant. Right, if you made it to the end, obviously go emoji, join the goddamn Discord, and appreciate it. Bye-bye.